This is a luminance rendering done of our scene. It's in foot candles, and you can see the legend over here on the side. I've made some adjustments to it, but what we're looking at is a series that I've run on the browser, excuse that beep, of some different settings that I've made, and I'll go through and show you basically how this is set up. So let me pull this off and we'll go back to the drawing. So here's a scene I've created, and what we want to do is actually render in the cloud. So I'm going to go to View tab and select Render in the Cloud. And there'll be a three-step process that shows up on your screen. But mostly what it says is you have to make sure that you've set up a 360 account or an Autodesk rendering account. And you can see over here, well, I can't go to it right now because I'm in the dialog box. So let me just complete out the idea of what's going on here when we do this render in the cloud and how we set up for luminance rendering. So we're on the view, it's set for that. Our output type is where we make our major adjustment, and we change that to a luminance. And then we get a chance to make some changes to the way we render. And so what I've done from experimentation is make sure I check this, use data from the view. The sky model that we want to use, I'm really not all that familiar with the differences here, so we'll just go with the default setting. But what I found is that this is way too much light. It seems to blow out the scenes. So I'm going to back off from this light model, the intensity of it. So what I've done is cut these numbers in half. So 825 would go to 412, and 125 would go to like 62 or something like that close. But anyway, cutting these in half to take down the intensity. It requires 1 credit. I think you'll get 100 credits, so you have plenty of credits. I don't want you to use them all up. We're going to do a few renderings, use a few points. You click render, it can email you when it's complete. It should only take a few minutes for the product to be produced. I'll close this off and then I'll show you how it shows up over here. This is my account, it's giving my name, and then I can go view completed renderings, and that will take me off to the Autodesk site where we'll be logged in, and I can view these renderings. And then obviously what I can do is download them so that we can then replace them into our final document. So what we'd want to do while we're doing this process is make sure that we come up with a meaningful looking document as far as the intensity of light that's hitting on the scene. And by that I mean, these are some of the early ones I ran. The scene is all basically very high level of foot candle illumination, really basically blowing out the whole site. So I turned that down, and then I got these much more reasonable looking, or should I say informative looking luminance descriptions of the scene.